This is total body conditioning, strength class, so no cardio involved. We'll be using a set of medium and or heavy weights. I'm just going to grab both sets here. We again have upper body, some core and lower body. Today, full body strength. Let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Standing tall with your feet hip width apart and parallel, drawing your knees up towards your chest. Core is engaged. If you're tracking your workout, go ahead and start your devices. I know I always forget. One more on each side. And then draw the knee up and over to a side lunge, pressing your hips back. Do one more on each side. Come on down to a low, wide squat. Your feet are wider than your hips, toes are slightly turned out. We're going to bend and extend to the knees, warming up that lower body. You can keep your hands in your hips, elbows wide, hands at heart center. On the next one, hold the knees bent, draw your arms out to a T, tiny circles, palms facing down. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. Shoulders are stacked directly over your hips, knees tracking out over your toes. Reverse your circle. Still keeping those circles very small. Chin and chest stays lifted. Hold the bend in the knees, hinge forward, give yourself a nice big hug, and then squeeze your arms together as you lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Few more here. On your next one, come on down, right knee comes down, untuck your right toes, pressing into your left knee, allowing your right hip to open up. Keeping your shoulders again stacked over your hips. We're going to alternate, drawing our hips back, straightening that front left leg, and then pressing your hips forward. Maybe getting deeper into that forward lunge. Next one, hold the hips back. Keep that left leg straight, maybe point flex or circle out that left ankle. Hold the left ankle flexed, hinge forward, bringing your nose towards your knee, heart towards your thigh. Feeling that stretch all on the back side of your left leg. Gently roll up slowly, switching sides, left knee comes down. Take a big step forward with your right foot, pressing into that right knee, allowing your left hip to open, chin and chest stays lifted. As you straighten that front right leg, draw your hips back and then pressing your hips forward, bending deeper into that right knee each time. On the next one, we're going to hold the hips back, hold that right leg straight, maybe point flex or circle out that ankle. Hold the right toes flexed, hinge forward, framing your right foot, maybe bringing the crown of your head towards your toes, allowing the stretch on the right side. Gently come on up to standing, roll your shoulders back, roll them forward. All right, we're going to go ahead and start. Few options here. You have an option to hold one heavy dumbbell overhead. We're going to draw the knees up towards the chest, alternating. You can also hold the knee, bend and extend the elbows. You can hold one light weight in each hand if you'd like as well. All right, 45 seconds on, 15-second breather. We have 4 moves in each round, and we'll do them 3 times through. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. 1 weight or 2 weights overhead. Single knee drives. Drawing that knee up. Controlling your movements. If you'd like to add more heat to the core, hold that knee lifted. Bend and extend those elbows. Release. Lift the other knee, bend and extend the elbows. Additional tricep here. Keep it going. That's it. You've got 10 seconds. You can also always just hold the hands up, whether you have 2 weights or 1. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Keep those weights. We have a right lateral lunge. Palms are facing in. From here,
We're gonna row, bring it back to center, step it out wide, narrow lateral lunge, row, palms are facing in towards one another. Hands down by your ankles, framing your shins, your knee, hold it low in that lateral lunge, and give me that narrow row. Elbows stay close in towards your body. Keep it going. Lateral lunge, row, bring it back down. You got 15 seconds to go. That's it, last 10. We're gonna switch to the left side next with our palms facing out. Still with that narrow row. All right, catch your breath. Maybe come to the right side of your area. Same thing here, but our palms are gonna be facing out and we still have that narrow row. So lateral lunge, hold it low. Give me that narrow row. Step back in. This time, palms are facing outward. Keep it going. Keep your shoulders relaxed down from your ears. Left leg steps out, right foot is glued to the floor. Stepping out, holding that left leg bent, palms facing up. Draw those elbows up and back down. 30 seconds down, less than 15 to go. We're on the floor next. You have a few options. Tabletop, you can hover those shins, those knees for bear, or you can come into a high plank. All right, set one weight down, just using one weight. So your option in a tabletop, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, option one. We're gonna drag that weight from right to left, from left to right. Keeping your navel pulled into your spine. So your back is flat. Avoid arching or rounding your spine. Nice flat back. Really drawing your navel deep into your spine. Keep your core engaged. You can tuck your toes, lifting your knees, shins hovering parallel to the floor in a bear position for deeper core work. You can also extend your legs straight out in a high plank. Same thing. Drawing that weight from one side to the next. You've got 7 seconds here. Tabletop, bear, or high plank. All right, come on up. We're back to where we started. Again, options here are one weight or two weights. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Weight is overhead. Draw that knee up and release. 45 seconds have begun. If you lose your balance, that's okay, just come back into it. Keep your shoulders relaxed down from your ears, so avoid letting your shoulders scrunch up. Maybe relax them down, and then lift the arms up. Keep it going. Ferocious guard dogs. Heard someone at the door. You got it. Maybe lifting that knee higher. You're using your lower abs. You're gonna feel this in your quads. Relax your shoulders down. You can also bend and extend into those elbows with or without that knee drive. All right, go ahead and grab those weights. Let's start on the left side. So palms facing up, narrow row with those weights, one weight in each hand. Step it out on the left leg, narrow row, palms facing up, step it back together, step it out wide. Give me that narrow row, bring it back together. Keep it going, moving here with control. Slow it down as much as you need to. We are not going for speed on these. Step it out nice and wide. Hold that left knee bent, right leg is straight. Bring it back together. As you hold in that lateral lunge, bring those palms up. Bring those elbows up towards your rib cage, maybe past your rib cage. 10 seconds. Keep it going. Yes, you can. All right, shake it out. Relax your shoulders down. Make sure you have plenty of space to the right side. This time, palms are facing in towards one another. Same thing, step it out nice and wide. Bend into that right knee, hold it low. Tuck those elbows in. Bring it back up. 45 seconds is on the clock. You got this. You're down on the floor next for those dumbbell pass-throughs. Keep it going. Almost there. You got 20 seconds down. You're more than halfway through this set. That's it. Step it out nice and wide. Right foot, keep the bend in the right knee. Give me that narrow row, palms facing in. Step it back together. You got 7. That's 3, 2, and 1. Set one way off to the side. Keep one weight with you. So again, your options are tabletop, knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. Option 1, you can tuck your toes, lifting your shins to a bear. You can extend your legs back to a high plank. Bring that weight from the left to the right, right to the left. Wherever you're at, whether it's high plank, tabletop, or bear, I want you to actively draw your navel in towards your spine. Actively keeping your back flat. That's it. Wherever you're at, focus on your form. Avoid letting those hips tick-tock side to side, keeping everything still. Never compromise form. That's it. Keep it going. You got 3, 2, and 1. Come on up to standing. Grab 1 or 2 weights, 1 weight between the palms, 2 weights, 1 weight in each hand. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Arms and weights are overhead. Knee drive. With or without the tricep bend. 45 seconds has begun. Keep a micro bend in your knees, your standing leg. Keep it going. Option to add in that tricep bend and extend. Hold your arms up high overhead. You can also just hold the arms. Exhale as you draw the knee up. Inhale as you set it down. That's it. Stay with it. Last time doing this, you've got 10 seconds remaining. You are so close. Maybe flex your toes, lift your knee higher. Last one. Finish up where you're at. All right, relax the shoulders down. Come to the left side of your area. Lateral lunge to the right side. Narrow row. Palms facing in toward the arms. Step it in, step it out. 45 seconds is on the clock. Keep it going. As you come into that lateral lunge, really ground through the inside of your left foot. So from your big toe, through your arch, straight back to your heels, glued into that floor. The entire right foot is pressed into the floor. Big toe, pinky toe, straight back to your heel. Deep bend that front right knee. Hold the hinge forward. Roll the arms up higher each time. Maybe getting a centimeter higher, maybe an inch higher. Yes, you can. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Come to the right side of your area. Make sure you have plenty of space to step your left foot nice and wide. This time, palms are facing out in the same direction that you're looking. Step it wide. Hold it low. Give me that row. Step it back in. 45 seconds is on the clock. You've got this. Step it wide. Hold that bend in the left knee as you draw the elbows up towards your rib cage, past your rib cage, reaching higher. The inside of your right foot is planted to that floor as you step the left leg out. Right leg stays straight the entire time. As you step the left leg out, keep a bend in that knee. You've got it. You've got less than 10 seconds here. Palm up. Narrow row for 2 and 1. All right, shake it out. come on down to the floor. Set one weight to the side. Same options, tabletop. Tuck your toes for bear, step it back for high plank. Avoid letting those hips rock from side to side. Keep your back flat. Draw your navel into your spine. You've got this. Lifting your palm up, setting it right back down directly under your shoulder. Reaching, grabbing the weight, bringing the weight to the opposite side, and then setting that hand back down under the exact same shoulder. You've got 20 seconds to go. Maybe challenge yourself if you haven't already. Try that high plank. Try to tuck your toes if you're in tabletop. Yes, you can. You are stronger than you think. You got 7. That's 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees down gently. Grab a sip of water. You've got a little breather here. Our next move, we're going to have the option of standing or kneeling. We have just upper body. You still got 20 seconds. I'll show you what we're going to do. We have 4 moves, add them together. So starting with kneeling or standing, we have a hammer curl, palms facing in. Draw the arms out to that W. So with the hammer curl, palms facing in, we have a bicep curl and then a wide bicep curl. That timer's begun. Narrow hammer curl, wide hammer curl, out to that W, narrow bicep curl, wide bicep curl. So you're alternating hammer curl and bicep curl. Your core is engaged. If you're kneeling and you want more of a core challenge, lift your toes up off the floor. If you're standing, you want a core challenge, draw your feet closer together. That's it. Bicep curl and hammer curl, alternating narrow and wide, not directly out from the hip or the rib cage, out at that diagonal. Finish up where you're at. Grab 2 heavy weights. Go heavy here. Step your left foot back, right foot forward. Ball your back left foot into the ground. We have a Bulgarian split squat. From here, give me that split squat lunge, and then glide the weights on the front of your right shin for a single leg deadlift. Come back up, split squat. Your back knee does not have to tap the floor. As you come into that single leg deadlift, glide the weights on the front of your shin as far as you can go. Keep your neck in neutral spine. Your shoulders are relaxed. Bring your gaze with you. Avoid straining your neck, looking side to side. The sole of your front right foot is planted into the floor. You've got 10 seconds. That's it. If you look side to side, you will lose your balance. Keep it going. All right, finish up where you're at. Shake it out. Step the right leg back. Big enough steps. When you do that split squat, your back knee's under your hip, your front knee is on top of your front ankle. From here, same thing. Split squat, and then hinge forward over that front left shin. Going to the depth that works for you on this side. Maybe it's different from one side than the other. Keep it going, doing what you can. Your back is flat. Avoid arching or rounding your spine in that single leg deadlift. Your feet are planted to the floor. You can adjust them if you need to, but try to keep them still throughout the moves. Your back knee does not have to touch the floor. If it is, make sure it's a very gentle tap. You've got 2 and 1. All right, set one weight down. Try to keep it heavy. Come onto the floor. We're going to come into a bridge pose. Your hips are on the floor, feet are hip width apart and parallel, knees are bent. One weight between your palm is overhead. From here, we're going to tuck one knee in, lift your chest. You have a crunch with a single knee drive. Set it down, crunch, single knee drive. So you're reaching that weight towards your toes, maybe past your toes. Your hips are staying down, but you're in that starting stance as if you were about to do a glute bridge, setting one foot down, shoulders tap down,
Lift the opposite knee. Lift your chest, lift your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked, but don't allow your chin to touch your chest. Imagine you have that clementine under your chin. Keep it going. Last one. All right, finish up where you're at. Come on up. Standing or kneeling. Hammer curl, bicep curl, alternating. Narrow, out to that W. Back to narrow, out to that W. So, narrow, out to that W. It's not a direct 180. Bicep curl, out to that W. Keep it going. Alternating hammer curl and bicep curl. Narrow and wide. That's it. Really firing up those arms. Core is engaged. Squeeze your thighs together, even if they're not touching. That's it. You got 7. Beautiful work. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, if you don't already have them, grab that set of heavy weights, one weight in each hand. Let's start with the left leg first. Left foot forward, right foot back, split squat, single leg deadlift. Alternating. Chin and chest is lifted. Bringing your gaze with you as you hinge forward. Ball of your back right foot is planted into the ground. Keep it going. That's it. Chest is lifted in that split squat. Weights by your side, palms as if you're picking up a suitcase. And then you're gliding the suitcase down the front of your shin. Keep it going. That's it. You got 12 seconds here, then we're going to switch sides. Round 2, there's no surprises here. You've been here before. Slow it down if you need to. All right, finish up where you're at, even if that bell rings. All right, switch it up, right foot forward, left foot back. Adjust your stance if you need to do so. From here, split squat, single leg deadlift. Keep it going. That timer has begun. You haven't already started. Go ahead and join now. That's it. Chin and chest stays lifted in your split squat. Picking up that suitcase. Gliding those weights, that imaginary suitcase on the front of your right shin. Pressing your hips back. That's it. You got 20 seconds here. As you come in that split squat, your front right knee is stacking over your front ankle. Your back left knee is directly under your left hip. That's it. We're on the floor in 4. All right, go ahead and set one weight down. Try to stay with that heavy weight. Come to that stance for a glute bridge. Weight overhead between your palms. From here, keep your hips down. Crunch up, left foot, release down, left foot, release down. Keep it going, alternating left and right. Just starting with a different foot. You've got it. You're crunching your lower body and your upper body. Single knee drive. Simultaneously reaching your hands towards your toes, crunching up, shoulders lift up, and tap down. Slow it down if you need to. Your lower back does not lift up off that floor. If you find that your lower back is lifting up, set the weight off to the side. Keep it going. You've got 2 and 1. All right, come on up. Again, kneeling or standing. Feet close together, more of a challenge. Disperse the weight more, widen your stance. You can also be kneeling. Narrow hammer curl, wide hammer curl, narrow bicep curl, wide bicep curl. Now, if you're kneeling and you want to feel more in your core, lift those toes up. The only thing on the floor are your knees. You're going to squeeze your glutes. You're going to contract your abs more to hold your stance.
You're still alternating bicep and hammer curl, giving a narrow and a wide stance of each. That's it. Stay with it. You've got 5. Last one. All right, finish up where you're at. Go heavy again. Last time doing this on this side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Adjust your stance if you need to. Split squat. Single leg deadlift. Slow it down. If you get a little weeble and wobbly, that's okay. Focus on your breathing. Slow it down. Relax your shoulders down. Picking up that suitcase. Hold the suitcase. Glide the weights on the front of your right shin. Come back to standing. Split squat. Single leg deadlift. You're going to feel it in your glutes. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings. Keep it going. That's it. You're not here because it's easy. Keep it going. Last 7. All right, finish up where you're at. Maybe shake it out. Roll your shoulders back. Step your right leg back. Find that stance. Adjust if you need to. Give me that split squat. Single leg deadlift. That timer has begun. 45 seconds is on the clock. This is it for our alternating split squat and single leg deadlifts. Keep the shoulders relaxed down from your ears. Keep your gaze moving with your body. Don't worry about the timer. Keep it going. Going at the pace that works for you. Going to the depth that works for you on the left shin. Ball of your back right foot is pressed into the floor. Entire sole of your front left foot is glued to the floor. Big toe to pinky, straight back to your heel. All right, finish up where you're at. Shake it out. Keep that heavy weight. Come onto the floor. Bend your knees, feet your hip width apart and parallel. We're going to add on here. Weight between your palms overhead. Give me that right crunch. Extend. Left crunch. Extend. Now give me a double crunch. Both knees. Release. Left side. And extend. Right side. Extend both knees. All right, right side starts this time. And tap it down, left side. Tap it down both. Zip the legs together, tap it down, left side starts. You're alternating which side starts. Tap it down both sides. Start with the right. You've got a breather coming up in 10. Yes, you can. Double. Tap it down, left side. Let's finish so strong, right side. Double. Tap it down. Nice work. Grab a sip of water whenever you need it. We have 4 moves left. That is it. 3 times through. You got this. You got 20 seconds. Don't worry. Don't rush it. We are going to be standing. Then we'll find that floor for the last 3 moves. All right. Give me 1 heavy weight. Your feet are side wide in your hips. Your toes are turned out. We have a goblet squat. So adjust your feet as you need to do so. If you want to make it wide, that's perfectly fine. Elbows are wide. Squat down. Back up. Squat down. Back up. Keep it going. However wide your stance is, I want your knees tracking out over your toes. So what I mean is that you're not coming to a knock-kneed position. Your knees aren't billowing inwards. They're staying tracking out over your toes. They're not actually passing your toes. When you look down and you're squatting, your knee is not passing your toes, and then you're coming back up. Keep it going. Notice the difference. Go to the depth that works for you. All right, come down to the floor. Options here, you can do push-ups. I'll give you some variations. You can also do a chest press with the heavy weights. So first option, we have our wide arm push-ups. You can work from a tabletop, coming down. You can be on that fleshy part above your kneecap. Wide arm push-ups. Or you can do it in a high plank, full push-up. Keep it going. Wide arm push-ups if you're on your back. One weight in each hand. You're at a 45-degree angle, so your elbows are slightly lower than your shoulders. You're pressing your knuckles up, thumbs towards one another, and then bringing them down. Push-up or wide arm chest press. You've got 10. And then we're going to come onto our back. If you're in that push-up stance, you've got 3, 2, and 1. Come onto your back. Give me one heavy weight. Weight between your palms. Weight is overhead. Please, please, please don't drop that weight. Zip your legs together. Point, flex, relax your toes. You have a micro bend in your knees. We have leg raises and lowers. Your neck is flat on the floor. I want you to have your navel pulled into your spine so much that you feel like you're putting on a pair of super skinny jeans and you're pulling them up. That motion when you're trying to zip a pair that's a little bit too small for you, that's what I want you to do. Contract your abs. Your lower back is pressed into that floor. Not a bit of space, air, or liquid can get between your back and that floor. Weights overhead, slowly lowering and raising your legs. That's it. You've got 10 seconds. Your legs can be straight. You can have a micro bend in your knees. If your lower back lifts up, don't lower your legs as far. The lower you go, the more challenging it's going to be for your lower abs. All right, hold the legs up. Active rest right here. Can you guess what we're going to do next? Legs are up towards the ceiling, legs at the wall. Still with that weight between your palms. If you choose to use it, you can always set it down. We have toe reaches. Reach for your toes. Come back down. Pulling your entire shoulder off the floor, reaching for your toes. Maybe reaching past your toes. Again, you can have a bend in your knees. You can keep them straight. Keep it going, reaching further. We have those goblet squats again. Back to the top. And 17 seconds, stay with it. Your lower back is glued to that floor. Legs up towards the ceiling. Knees can be bent. Legs can be straight. You can have a micro bend in those knees. With or without that weight between your palms. Reaching further. That's 2. And 1. Finish up where you're at. Come to standing. Find your stance. Weight between your palms. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Wider, closer. Toes turned outwards. Squatting down, coming back up, slow and controlled. Your elbows are out from your palms. Keep it going. Keep your gaze forward. Again, alternating that stance. Just make sure your knees are tracking out towards your toes, not in towards one another. Chest is lifted. Last 15 seconds. Option for push-ups or chest press. We have a narrow tricep push-up or a neutral press next. All right. If you're doing the push-up, your wrists are directly under your shoulders. We're going to bend those elbows. So your elbows are staying tucked in towards your body as you come into that push-up. If you're using the weights, that timer has begun. Elbows stay close into your side, palms facing towards one another, pressing your knuckles up. Elbows bend, elbows extend. If you're in that push-up, you can be in a full push-up, high plank position. You can bring your knees down, that top fleshy part of your knees. You can also work from a tabletop with your knees directly under your hips. Whether you are in that push-up or chest press, a neutral press, your elbows are staying close in towards your body. Don't let them billow outward, staying close in. You've got 5. We're on our back next with 1 heavy weight. All right, finish up where you're at. Come onto your back. Grab the weight, 1 heavy weight. All right, weights overhead. Extend your legs long. Leg raise. And lower, slow and controlled. 45 seconds has begun. The lower your legs go, the more challenging it is. The more your belly is going to want to dome outwards. So you want to actively engage your core as your legs lower. If you notice that your belly domes outward, or if your lower back lifts up, don't lower your legs as far. Only lower them as far as you can go. Maybe it's 45 degrees. You've got this. Keep it going. With or without that weight between your palms overhead, please keep that weight in place. Don't allow it to fall down. We're going to hold those legs lifted in 5, 3, 2, and 1. Legs up, holding and breathing. Legs up the wall. Maybe point, flex, circle out your ankles. This is great for the lymphatic system. We have those toe reaches coming up. All right, relax the toes, reach and come down. Keep it going. Reach for your toes, maybe reaching past your toes. Again, with or without that weight, your lower back is glued to the floor. Your legs can be straight. You can have a micro bend, maybe bending into your knees all the way. You're still reaching up to where your toes would be if they were straight. Keep it going. Imagine you're reaching that weight, your fingertips up towards the ceiling, trying to touch it. You got 10 seconds. We're back to those goblet squats next. Third and final round coming up. And 3, 2, and 1. Finish up where you're at. Come to standing. Grab that heavy weight. Adjust your legs as you like. All right, toes are slightly turned outward, weight between your palms. Coming down low and squatting. Back to standing. Keep it going. Last time doing this, give it your all. You got it. Beautiful work. Knees tracking outward. 15 seconds down, less than 30 to go here. You're on the floor next. We have diamond push-ups next, or a diamond chest press. Don't worry, I'll show you what it is if you're not aware. You've got it. Last 11. You've got it. 7. Keep it going for 3. Give me one more wherever you're at. All right. Set that weight down if you're in that push-up. So we're going to do a diamond push-up. So we're making that diamond shape with our arms, or with our hands, and we're going to bring the arms outward. If you're in that chest press, you're going to bring your thumbs towards one another. Elbows are back at that diagonal, and you're just pressing up, releasing down. So very similar to a wide arm chest press, but your arms are more at that diagonal downward, making that diamond shaped. If you're in the push-up, bring your thumbs and index finger to touch. Diamond push-up. You can bring the top fleshy part of your knees on the floor. If you're lean to that diagonal, so you're not on a tabletop, you're not in a high plank, make sure you're not pressing your knees in towards the floor. That top fleshy part just above your knee should be pressed into the ground. So fast. All right, come on down. Grab that one single heavy weight. Zip your legs there, legs long along the floor, weights overhead between your palms. Slow leg raise, slow leg lower. Firing up those lower abs. 45 seconds is on the clock. You have less than a minute and a half of work remaining. You can do anything for a minute and a half. Yes, you can. Lower back is zipped to that floor. Allowing your legs to go as low as they can without that belly doming outwards. Your lower back lifting up. Don't let your heels tap the floor. Imagine that floor is lava to your legs. As you lower your legs closer to the floor, engage your abs more, contract your core, squeeze your glutes. You got 7 seconds, and we're going to hold those legs up towards the ceiling. All right, give me one more because it's so much fun. All right, now hold the legs up once you get there. Maybe point, flex, circle out the ankles, legs up the wall. All right, relax those legs, relax those toes, reach for your toes and come back down. Full range of motion,
Full crunch up, lifting both your shoulder blades, reaching further. Maybe stretching an inch or two more towards your toes. Coming back down. That's it. You've got less than 20 seconds remaining. Then we can set the weight down. And then we can stretch. You got it. Keep it going. You are so strong. Last 10. Almost there. All right, wherever you're at, give me one more. All right, release it down. Bend your knees. Set the weight off to the side. Draw your knees in towards your chest. You can grab the tops of your shins. You can grab the back side of your thighs. Maybe rolling side to side. Lower back stretch. From here, rock and roll yourself a few times. Tap your toes, roll back. All right, on the next one, come on up. Come to standing. Bring your feet wider than your hips, toes are turned out. Bring your arms out to a T. We're gonna bend and extend to both the knees. From here, hold the knees bent. Tick-tock your arms, bring your left hand down towards your right foot, right calf, right thigh. Avoid putting any pressure on your knee. Bring your right arm up. You can also bind your right hand around. From here, straighten and bend your legs. Hold the knees bent. Walk your hands over to the left side. Left hand towards the floor, your shin or your thigh, avoiding your knee. Left arm comes up or bind it around your right hip. Knees are tracking outwards. Going to bring your left hand down. Walk your hands to the center. Straight and bend your knees. On the next one, hold your knees bent. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, straightening your left arm, twisting your back. Nice stretch here. Inhale to come through center, straighten, lengthen. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, lengthening that right hand, pressing your knees, opening up your hips. Come back through center. Fold forward, hands towards the floor, they don't have to touch. And then rolling up slowly. Walk your feet in gently. Bring your right heel down. And then hinge forward, keeping that right leg straight, left knee is bent. Bringing your right elbow towards your right toe. So really flexing your toes up towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, press your toes in towards the floor, flattening your right foot. Coming back to standing. You can bring that right leg behind you and grabbing with your right hand. If you'd like more of a quad stretch, keep a soft bend at staying left knee regardless. If you want more of a quad stretch, you can stretch that right leg back, or you can keep it in line. And then releasing it down. Extend your left foot forward, heel onto the floor. Hinge forward, left leg is straight. Keep a bend into your right knee. Draw your left elbow down. And then flatten your left toes to the floor. Still with that left leg straight, right knee is bent. Go ahead and come on up to standing. From here, pull that left leg behind you. Keep a bend into your right knee, so avoid locking out that knee. Keep a bend that knee. You're welcome to hold them parallel. If you want that quad stretch on the left side, bring that left leg back. Wherever you're at, releasing that left leg. Bring your hands wider than your hips. Bring your hands behind your back. Few options here. You can clasp your hands behind your back, pulling your thumbs towards your heels. You can also bring your hands to your lower back, looking up, stretching the front side of your body. Wherever you're at, release your hands, release your spine, circle out your wrist. Nice big inhale. And one more. Fantastic work today. Thank you so much for joining me.